So in this video, I'm going to be going over 5 reasons to do full body training or 5 benefits to a full body workout. And number 1, we have it's easy to get more frequency or at least manipulate frequency. And frequency is a powerful tool if you want to get bigger and stronger for 3 main reasons. Number 1 is it makes learning movements far faster. If you want to get good at something, the more often you do it, the better it's going to be. Repetition is the mother of all skills. So if you're trying to learn the pull-up, if you're trying to learn the push-up, if you're trying to learn the deadlift, the more often you do it or more frequently you do it, the faster you're going to learn that. That moves on to the second point, which is strength. Strength is basically a skill and our ability to exhibit that strength. So if we get more efficient within movements, if we work on that synchronization between our central nervous system and our muscles, that's going to be the best way to increase our strength. So by doing things more often, you're going to increase your strength very, very fast. And number 3, it's great for manipulating our overall weekly volume. If you are working out more often or more frequent workouts, your weekly volume is easy to increase. It's very easy to manipulate that. So if you're looking to get bigger, weekly volume is a key driver for that. So at number 2, we have it fits your lifestyle more easily because it is more flexible. And this is important for anyone that has a busy lifestyle, for someone that has children, for someone that goes away for work a lot. Maybe you're not in one place consistently from week to week, from month to month. Finding a program that fits into your lifestyle is going to be very, very important when it comes to you reaching your training success, because it makes consistency far easier, and consistency is key to your training. If you're doing a 5-day split and something comes up and you miss a day, you then need to make changes in your lifestyle or in your training to either make that back up, or you have to miss training days, which can then impact on your success. So with full body training, it allows you that if you do have a day off or something comes up because of your lifestyle, it's very, very easy to still get in a good amount of volume or a good amount of frequency for those muscles or for those movements. If you work out on a Monday and you have to have 3 or 4 days off and you can't train until Friday, you're still hitting those muscles and those movements twice in a week, which is still going to allow you to push towards reaching your goals, whether it's to get bigger or whether it's to get stronger. Any other program, and that's not really possible to do. So if you're looking to basically find a program that's going to fit into your lifestyle more easily and there's more flexibility, that's going to give you consistency, full body training is a go-to. So the third thing we're going to be looking at is it gets you to focus on the essentials. And this is key for a couple of things. And number 1 is it makes movement training far easier. If you are used to doing a body part split and you're doing say 6 or 7 different exercises per that group and you're doing 5 days, there's a lot of exercise that you need to master. But if you focus on a full body exercise, maybe you're only doing 3 exercises, or maybe you're doing an A-B split, so you've got 3 on one and 3 on the other, you've only got to learn 6 exercises, and this is going to be key for learning them. And as I talked in the first point, learning movements is the best way to get efficient at them, and if we get efficient at them, it's the best way to increase our strength. And obviously the more efficient we become with that, it's going to be easier to get in more volume or do more work, which is going to be great for hypertrophy. So if we have less exercises, it's going to make learning those movements and getting efficient within those movements far faster. The second point is we're able to work to a higher intensity. If you have multiple exercises, you then have to stretch your energy and what you have in you over the course of those exercises. And the more that you have, the less you're going to be able to put into each exercise. And if you put in more up here, these exercises down here are going to suffer for that. If you've only got 3 exercises to put in, it's going to be far easier to work those exercises to a higher intensity, which means you're more likely to get more out of them. And 3, it forces you to prioritize the exercises that are going to give you the most bang for your buck. Instead of you doing 3 or 4 different versions of the bench press or lots of different versions of the pull-ups or push-ups, whatever it is, you actually end up stretching yourself out, where if you focus on key compound exercises and focus on what's actually going to give you the most benefit, you're able to get more out of your workouts as opposed to having extra fluff for the sake of having extra fluff, because many people seem to think that more is better when it comes to fitness, and many times less and a simpler style of training is going to be far, far more efficient. So at number 4, programming is simpler and easier to adapt. The main reason for this is if you're doing a full body workout, you might have 1 or maybe 2 workouts, an A or B template for a full body workout. If you're looking at a 5-day split, you've got 5 workouts. So when it comes to programming, it's going to be far easier, far simpler to be able to have to only look out over 1 or 2 workouts. The other thing as well, within those workouts, you're going to have less exercises. So overall, you're going to have less exercises that you're going to have to track and manage progressive overload. So it makes creating that and actually doing it within the workout and the programming side far, far simpler. The other thing is it's easier to adapt. If you're doing a pushing exercise and you're doing all of these different pushing exercises within that, if you're finding one of those exercises that you're stalling it, or one of them seems to give you an irritation or you have an injury with, it's very, very hard for you to then swap it out for something else because you're using all of the tools that you have at the time. If you're doing a full body workout, you might only have 1 pushing exercise. If you're doing an overhead press and you're finding your shoulders are getting aggravated from it, you can easily swap it out for a bench press, or you can swap it out for a handstand push-up, you can swap it out for a dip or a push-up. Because you're using a smaller section of exercises, when it comes to you wanting to adapt it and switch out for other exercises, you have far more tools to be able to do that. And when it comes to long-term programming and long-term training, having that variety is going to be key to your success. And number 5, we have it's easier to manage your recovery, because like I've talked about previously, is there's only so much work that you can get done in a specific time. So it's restricted by time or possibly volume. But the thing is, if you're doing say a full body workout and you're doing a push-pull leg, let's say it's a squat, deadlift and a bench, or maybe you're doing a handstand push-up, a pull-up, and maybe a lunge. There's only so much volume you're going to be able to get in that particular workout. If you're only doing 3 sets of 5 or 3 sets of 10 or 5 by 5, there's only so much work you can get done within that sort of template that's going to make it very, very easy to manage your recovery. If you're doing a body part split and you're cracking in 10, 15, 20 sets and you're trying to demolish that muscle by hitting the chest from multiple different angles, or even you're doing lots of different versions of squats and lunges, and basically you get yourself to the point where you can barely walk, that's not going to be good because it's uncomfortable. It's going to impact on your life, not being able to walk upstairs or sit down and go to the toilet, but it's also going to impact on when you're able to work out again. So with the idea of a full body program is it limits how much work you can actually get done, which some people might think that's bad, but when it comes to managing your recovery, it's key to doing that. There's only so much work you can get done in that particular workout unless you're doing 2 or 3 hours at a time. So it's going to make managing your recovery far easier, which is going to be key to being consistent, which is going to be key to you reaching your success, guys. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next video.